Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Metroid II, Return of Samus. In our last episode, we cleared out all the Metroids on the surface and in Area 1, which is kind of like a temple complex. And we ventured slightly into Area 2 here, which is kind of like a water plant, I guess. You see a bunch of pipes and we'll see some water later on. We defeated one Alpha Metroid on our way in here, but the majority of the Metroids are still roaming around here, so... We're going to climb up this wall first. I'm going to head over this way to get some items. So similar to Area 1, well, the game kind of is, this area is going to be, we're going to kind of head into this rune area first, collect a whole bunch of items, and then once we collect most of the items in the rune section, we're going to kind of go into a more wild cave type structure and defeat the Metroids there. So we're going to head down one of these pipes that we saw when we kind of went through the save room, and we're going to head over onto the left here, and we're going to pick up our second beam to replace our ice beam. And like the ice beam, this beam is a return from Metroid 1. It's going to be the wave beam. Like the ice beam, this one is going to function exactly as it functioned in the first game. It's going to be a little bit more powerful than a regular beam. And it's going to travel in like a little sine wave in front of us. Which is going to be good because there's these rooms that are blocked off by sand. And the beam pattern of the wave beam will be able to take out the blocks at our feet without us having to duck down. That's another thing that I didn't really point out, but in this game you can actually duck, where in the first game you can only shoot standing up. In this game you can duck. You can also shoot up and down when you jump, so got a lot more versatility in your fire power. But we're still going to rely on a bunch of old items from the first game, like the high jump boots here. Like the wave beam, they function exactly as they did in the first game, increasing our jump height. And we're going to be thankful for that when we try to get out of this area. And also when we get these missile tanks over here. In the first area, there was one missile tank, very similar to the one that I'm about to collect here now. That, or the energy tank I'm about to collect now. That, you had to kind of jump and time it so that when the block respawned, it pushed us up toward the missile tank. With the high jump boost, you don't have to worry about that. We're able to clear the jump easily. Too bad we don't have an item that could make us jump as a ball right now, because then we wouldn't have to worry about bombing to get up onto ledges like that one off to the left there. But luckily, we will get that item in this area. So the spring ball, a very good item. It saves a lot of time having to jump, and it would really be nice to have when we try to get out of this area, but I'll point that out a little later. But when we got that energy tank and missile tank, we saw there was more to the room over to the side that was blocked off by a wall, so we're about to hit that area right now, so kind of indication that you gotta do some more exploration down here. So we come around and we're gonna hit this side. And we're going to pick up another missile tank. And there's where we had the missile tank and the energy tank from earlier. But now we've cleared out this little section, so now it's time to head back up that pipe and take care of that Alpha Metroid that we skipped. Yeah, you can't really skip any Metroids in this game. You have to defeat them all, so... That's the win condition. Defeat all the Metroids, so... Although, in this, like from the instruction manual where it talks about, the research team that disappeared, and then the rescue team that disappeared, trying to find them as well. You'd think that, that would come into play. You gotta try to find the missing scientists, and the missing soldiers who went to find them, but they never come into play. In the fan remake of this game, another Metroid II remake, they actually do include them in there, so you kind of find out what happened to the scientist team and the soldiers who went to find them. But in this game, in the official re-release, Return of Samus, they're not mentioned, so we just gotta defeat the Metroids. So there's a part where the spring ball would have been nice, could have just jumped right into this pipe, but we had to kind of bomb our way up, and then when we got near the pipe, activate our spring ball, or our spider ball to cling on. to the pipe and climb up. So now let's take care of this Alpha Metroid. So, and once we finish him, we have the option of either going to the left or up. We'll eventually want to go up later. That's where we're going to get the spring ball. But there's another good item down here in the water, and also a majority of the Metroids are going to be down this area. So we just fall down here into the water, and we're going to pick up another missile tank here shortly. Hidden up here in the wall. And then we drop further down into the water. And we're making our way toward the Varia suit. The Varia suit, another item from Metroid 1. And one of the interesting things about the Varia suit is, like Metroid 1, it will decrease the damage you take by half. But another thing the Varia suit does is it'll increase our walking speed. A lot of times you'll see that I'm rolling. That's because rolling in this game is actually faster than walking, at least until you get the Varia suit. Once you get the Varia suit, your walk speed is the same as your rolling speed. So speedrunners will basically roll around all the time until they get the Varia suit. Another interesting thing is this game was originally reached for the handheld. The only reason I have color on it right here is because I'm using the Game Boy, the Super Game Boy adapter, where you plug the Game Boy kind of into your Super Nintendo and gives a color palette. The original game, you had the Varia suit because Samus' sprite went from yellow to white, but they couldn't have colors initially in here because it was just black, white, and gray. So in order to distinguish when you had the Varia suit, they changed the artwork of the Samus' suit. We'll see that here. Once you pick up the Varia suit, Samus will face the screen, and like her suit will get like thicker. She'll get these like shoulder pads on her side. It looks more like a football outfit. So, and now it'll become like the official artwork of the Varia suit from here on out. So, but that's the main reason we wanted to pick this up, because definitely helps our survivability rate, because we're gonna start encountering some tougher Metroids in this area. Right now, all I've been running into is the Alpha Metroids. Further on in this area, we're going to meet the second upgrade of the Metroids, the Gamma. And eventually the Gamma will become the Metroid of choice the game will be throwing at us. So, yeah, there's more Gammas in the game than any other Metroid type. Took a little damage there from that, like, seaweed. But we're kind of cleared out most of the runes section here, so now it's time to go into the wild caverns. And that's where the Metroids are residing. There's a little Metroid husk, so we know there's a Metroid nearby. And this Metroid will be our first Gamma Metroid. It gets a little more armor plating on it. It takes 10 missiles now to defeat. And it also gains like a mini projectile there. See, it shoots like a little lightning beam out ahead of it. It's not a true projectile in the sense that it doesn't leave its body and like, hunt you down. But it does increase the Gamma Metroid's ability to hit you. It doesn't have to just rely on its body to hit you. It now has that little lightning arc that appears in front of it, so... Yep, the Metroids are picking up new tricks, but Samus is also picking up new tricks. New beams, new abilities, so... Take out a little Alpha here. Oh, much easier. And continue deeper down into the cavern. Another Metroid husk. So here's one of those sand rooms. You can see the wave room is really good for clearing it out. You don't have to kneel down, squat down, and shoot it with your ice beam or a regular beam. So, finish off this Alpha here. Oh. Alright. And now let's head back to the intersection here. So we have a cave type area. It's really nice, the music. There's not really music, it's kind of just you get like the cave ambience, you know, like it kind of really hints at the mood, you know, you're really isolated, you know, there's nothing down there, it's just you versus these Metroids that are And you get a little bit of a glimpse on how powerful they are when you see this old civilization that was speculated on in the initial Metroid manual that must have been destroyed by the Metroids. So, take out our second Gamma there. Now's a good time to recharge our energy. So, there's an energy ball right over there. Fill ourselves up. Because we have quite a bit more Metroid hunting to go here. But we've cleared out the Metroids in this part of the cave. So now, when we first went to the cave type area, once again we were given the choice to go down or to go up, and we went down. So let's head back to that initial cave and start heading up. In addition to clearing out Metroids on our way up, we'll also be able to head up and eventually make our way to the top of the room section to get to that spider ball. So it's just a good way to I think the way I planned it out here, taking out the Metroids, you know, basically reduce a lot of backtracking. There's a way you can do a little less backtracking, but it requires kind of like using this, like that reset jump glitch. You can climb up the right wall rather than the left wall, and get to the spider ball, the spring ball really early. So here's an annoying thing. We just gotta kind of crawl up here, drop a bunch of bombs. But there's a missile tank up here that we want to get. Just got to be careful because the bomb blast radius is kind of deceptive. It actually it's a little wider than it looks. So there's been quite a few times in test runs when I didn't get far enough away from the bomb blast, and the bomb when it explodes, if you it'll disengage your spider ball, and you don't want to be falling all the way back down to the bottom. So because we want to crawl along the ceiling here, because this will give us access to another offshoot in the cave where we're going to find another Metroid to defeat. So slow and steady. Luckily none of those enemies come over far enough to knock us off the edge. And now we can head on over into this little cave area. Ooh, Metroid Husk. We know there's a Metroid around. And it's just another puny alpha. So, I'm gonna wish we had alphas a little bit later when we stop seeing them. So. Alrighty, now we can just jump, take a big leap of faith over here, and we're gonna make our way up toward the top of the rooms. And we have a little earthquake there, so we've taken out all the Metroids we needed in this area, but we haven't gotten everything we needed in this area. We saw there was a missile tank earlier, when we got the wave beam area. Now we have this guy. He's the spider ball guardian. I mean, the spring ball guardian. Keep mixing them up. But you basically gotta lay bombs down, and hopefully he jumps onto one of the bombs. And then when he opens up to shoot you, the bomb will go off and damage him. So this guy kind of, he bounces around like a little ball. So naturally the power we get off of him is the spring ball, which will allow us to jump when we're in the little ball form. So that's really good. So, but that's the other main item that we wanted here. So see, we can jump up and just cling on with the spider ball. And I should have jumped up off the other side because there was that big plant enemy there blocking our way. So we're gonna have to climb up on the left side, take out the plant guy. We could farm for some energy off those little bugs that he drops, but like I said, the drop rate seems for energy and missiles in this game seems really low. The majority of the time you're going to be refilling your energy, your weapon energy with the energy and missile tanks. And there's that another missile tank that we gotta pick up. Now, you see there's those spikes on the side that prevent you from spider ball climbing up that side. You can use them and the enemies to jump. It takes a lot of damage, but eventually you can make your way up that wall. It's a shortcut that speedrunners use, but we didn't do that. But that closes up Area 2. See you for Area 3. Bye!